This is wild. After an insanely busy start to September for the Calgary Flames, we have multiple updates to discuss, including but not limited to contract extensions, trades, Rasmus Andersson staying in Calgary, memes, and injuries. Buckle in because this episode has a little bit of everything. We're going to get into all that and more in this video, but first I want to welcome you to Flames Digest. I'm Mark Griffith. If you're new around here and you love the Flames, make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on all the latest news, updates, reports, and rumors revolving around your Calgary Flames. We would love to welcome you to the Flames Digest family. Let's hop straight in and talk about the Wolfie contract extension a little more. We're still saying Wowie Wolfie from yesterday, and I mean, come on, it was the best news that could have possibly happened, and the fan base, for good reason, is feeling a certain type of way. Now, and somehow you missed it, obviously the Flames, they extended Dustin Wolf to a 7-year contract extension at $7.5 million AAV, and here's a little breakdown from Puckpedia of what that looks like for each year. So in the first year, it's a $6 million salary and a $2 million signing bonus. Wouldn't that be nice to have an extra 2 M's in your pocket? Then years 2 to 6, it's 7.5 mil. So there's your, I guess, classic AAV. It's just 7.5. And then in year 7, it goes down to just 7 mil, which is interesting because a lot of people are saying, you know, the waning years of this contract could definitely be time for the Flames to contend for a cup. So, I mean, less salary for Wolfie, maybe an extra $500K to spend somewhere else. Not too bad. Now, the contract also includes a 10-team no-trade clause in years 3 to 7. Pretty standard. It also covers 5 UFA years, which is fantastic. He's currently in year 2 of 2, obviously, of an $850K deal. So this season, still on that deal. After this year, that's when the contract extension kicks in. You love to see it. We have Wolf for at least another, I guess, 7.5 years, we can say, but hopefully 8 or more. Just fantastic. Once again, the fan base is thrilled. Now, it's crazy too, because Jay Fresh Hockey points out here that the cap rising should actually be very generous to Dustin Wolf's 7 by 7.5 mil extension. And by generous, he means to the Flames. It's even more team friendly. So as you can see, since the cap's going up, it's kind of like a smaller percentage that this contract takes up. And due to inflation, it'll only be in 7 years' time, it'll look like it's only about a $5 million deal just because of how much the cap is going up, which is great to see. Now, obviously, other people's contracts are going to go up. Players, you know, obviously ask for more money when the cap is higher. But either way, this contract, now that it's signed and sealed, will look more like a $5 million deal by the end of it, especially since you're only making 7 mil in that last year. But again, just tremendous work from Craig Conroy and the Calgary Flames. Wolfie wanted to be here. We got him. It is just so amazing. And Wolfie, you know, he even said it himself. He said, there's a lot to look forward to here in Calgary, and I'm excited to be a part of it. This is after Dustin Wolf checked in to discuss his new deal and gearing up for the season. And he said all along that he wanted to be here in Calgary, which is fantastic, especially coming from an American. It's just overall just absolutely amazing to see. And, you know, he's not the only one saying it. So Craig Conroy actually said, it's nice. Guys want to be here and want to be a part of it. To be able to do it before camp and put the business side behind, let's focus on the hockey. Obviously, him signing not only the Wolf contract, but the Zary contract and some of the others with some of the RFAs earlier in the year. You think of Coronato, you think of Kevin Ball, and more. So just overall fantastic. Craig Conroy knows that people want to be here in Calgary itself, which has been an issue in the past. So it seems like that's getting solved, which is amazing. The culture has totally shifted. Calgary's a premier destination, and hopefully we'll be contending for cups in the not too distant future. And as I said, the fan base is just thrilled about it. The memes have been awesome. So here's a great one from the Flames Reddit. It says, how I see the world after Dustin Wolf signs with the Flames for 7 years at 7.5 mil. And it's just the most glorious looking, I guess, aquatic scene you could possibly think of. We got dolphins, we got rainbows, we got clownfish in there, hot air balloons in the background, we got some hearts. Life is good, essentially, is what is see. This is how we see the world. It's just super positive. Life is good after this extension. And another one kind of going on the thoughts of, I guess, Americans wanting to play in Calgary here. We have, you know, He Want Me, and it's obviously, you know, Uncle Phil. It's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air there as well. But, you know, Wolf wanted the Flames all along, and that means a lot to the city of Calgary, to the fan base especially, that Wolfie wanted to be here and now is here to stay. But overall, I mean, I don't hear a single person saying that they don't like the Wolf contract. Just amazing. No questions between the pipes for the foreseeable future. You absolutely love to see it. Now, we also have some other updates as well, and the first one is kind of quite interesting in a way. It really is a true update on the matter. So Salim Nadim Valji, he tweeted out that on reports that Rasmus Andersson only had eyes for a small number of teams to sign an extension with, he said he'd never handcuff Craig Conroy that and denied those reports. Reports saying that, the Flames had a big trade ready. He said no, he'd only go to Vegas or something like that, and he would absolutely not go to certain places. It seems as though maybe it was just the media trying to stir something up because the summer was quite quiet. I think there still probably was a chance that the Flames did have a trade in place that Andersson nixed, but then that way it doesn't necessarily handcuff the Flames and Conroy. But either way, Rasmus Andersson actually had a lot to say yesterday. So here's what he kind of said about everything. So this is about possibly signing an extension with the Flames rather than a trade. So he said, yeah, for sure. Andersson said about being open to signing an extension. I've grown up in this city. I said it at the press conference at the end of last year that I've loved every second of it. That will never change. Now it's the business side of it. Is it smart of me to re-sign after last season? I don't know. I read all season how much I suck. It is what it is. I've just got to come out of the gates hot, worry about myself, and get the team in the best position possible. So He's beating around the bush slightly here. I mean, he's being honest, but not necessarily saying, yeah, I'm going to sign, or no, I'm not going to sign and want to be traded. It's interesting. So though there are questions as to whether the 28-year-old fits into the organization's long-term plans, Conroy also made note of the fact that re-signing Andersson is still an option the Flames are considering. And it would be silly for it not to be an option. I'm not necessarily opposed to the Flames re-signing Andersson. I really want it to be somewhat of a team-friendly deal just because I really think Andersson is going to ask for more than he's worth, not what he is worth. I have absolutely nothing against Raz. Love the way he plays, but it's an interesting situation. Again, not opposed to him signing, but would trading him away be better? It might still be the case. Overall, it is quite interesting. One last quote here. So he said, it's all part of it. I think the distraction is from the outside, not from the inside. I've been here for 2 weeks now, and it's been good so far. So the vibes are obviously fine. The locker room is fine. The camaraderie between teammates is fine. The distraction comes from the outside, not the inside. It's not internal within the organization, which is obviously good news. Now, another update here is kind of an injury update. So Pat Steinberg tweeted out that Craig Conroy mentioned the team is still working through Zane Parek's lower body injury from this summer. He also said that Parek is skating today and the hope is he'll be ready for training camp. That was actually tweeted yesterday, but it sounds as though they are, being very cautious with Parek's injury. Don't want to, re-aggravate anything or make anything worse. Want him to be totally healthy. We'll see how much he is involved in training camp. Maybe it won't be as much as a lot of us were hoping for, but either way, it is being monitored, which I think is better than anything else. Now, last update here is contract. So Ryan Pike tweeted out that Flames under contract for the 2027-28 season in Scotia Place in the new arena. Who is for sure going to be part of that team, unless they get traded, of course. We have Wolf, Weegar, Ball, Huberdeau, Kadri, Coronato, Sharkey, Farabee, Zary, and Pospisil. So a good little crew there. Honestly, quite a big core. Obviously, some other players hoping to get contracts. Some of those younger guys, like a Zane Parekh, of course. But slowly, this team is building up towards a team that definitely can be able to contend once we get in that new arena, which is a lot closer than many of us think. But either way, it is exciting times in Calgary. The future is looking bright. Now let's get into the comment of the day to wrap up this video, as we love to do here on the channel. Comes from yesterday's video, of course, announcing the Wolf signing. And Pepe here said, as someone who watched this kid on draft night wait until the 7th round and hearing he was good but probably too small to be effective in the NHL, it makes me so happy to see him get rewarded for never giving up on the person in the mirror, with a bunch of applause there. And it is true. Hats off to Dustin Wolf. He worked his butt off. He's so skilled. Left the doubters saying absolutely nothing, getting that big contract and leaving everyone pleased in YYC. It's just honestly, again, so amazing. And congrats, Wolfie. You earned it for sure. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to what you saw here today and have a wonderful rest of your day.